In a remote Alaskan village, surrounded by untamed wilderness and whispering pines, lived an old forester named Ivan. His life revolved around the vast forest that cradled the village, a sanctuary he had cherished since childhood. The forest wasn't just a place, it was a living, breathing entity, a realm of mysteries and solace. For decades, Ivan had navigated its trails, learning its secrets and respecting its power. But this forest was about to change his life in ways he could never imagine. Ivan shared his modest home with his daughter, Kataya, her husband Dmitri, and their cheerful baby, Alexei. The cottage was small but filled with warmth and laughter. The crackle of a wood-burning stove mingled with Alexei's giggles, keeping Ivan's heart young despite his advancing years. Kataya and Dmitri, having returned from the city to care for Ivan, brought a sense of balance to his quiet, rural life. One crisp morning, Ivan decided to pick blueberries deep in the forest as a treat for Alexei. The child's joy at tasting fresh berries brought Ivan immense satisfaction. With a worn wicker basket in hand, he ventured into the woods, inhaling the familiar scent of pine and earth. The forest welcomed him like an old friend, its dappled sunlight casting golden patterns on the ground. As Ivan wandered deeper, the forest grew quieter, the rustling leaves and bird calls fading into a serene hush. He found the berry bushes, their plump, juicy fruit glistening in the sunlight. Lost in his task, he didn't notice how far he had strayed from the familiar trails. Then a low growl shattered the stillness. Ivan froze, his breath catching in his chest. A bear emerged from the shadows, its massive form radiating power and tension. Ivan's instincts took over. He fired a warning shot into the air, hoping to scare it away. The bear hesitated but didn't retreat. Its gaze wasn't hostile but protective, almost desperate. Ivan's sharp eyes caught the source of the bear's distress, a cub trapped beneath a pile of rusted metal, its tiny leg caught in a cruel snare. Ivan's heart softened. He set his rifle aside and approached cautiously, his movements deliberate. The mother bear watched intently, her growls fading into a watchful silence. Using his penknife, Ivan worked to free the cub, his hands steady despite the tension in the air. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours, but finally the trap released its cruel grip. The cub let out a weak whimper as it limped to its mother, who nuzzled it gently. The bear turned to Ivan, her gaze piercing yet calm. In that moment, an unspoken bond formed between man and beast. Ivan stepped back, allowing the pair to retreat into the forest. The encounter left him shaken yet humbled. He had always respected the forest, but this experience deepened his connection to it. Life in the village resumed its quiet rhythm until one fateful day. Kataya and Dmitri set out for the city, leaving Alexei in Ivan's care. When they didn't return by evening, unease settled over the village. A young neighbor, Pavel, burst into Ivan's home, his face pale with fear. "Ivan, there's a bear at the village edge. It's carrying something red," Pavel stammered. Ivan's heart sank. He rushed to the forest's edge, where villagers had gathered, their whispers filled with dread. The bear stood there, its eyes searching the crowd. In its jaws, it held a red bundle. Ivan's knees nearly buckled when he recognized the fabric. It was Kata's dress. The bear approached slowly, placing the bundle on the ground. Ivan stepped forward, his chest tight with fear and hope. He unwrapped the cloth to reveal Alexei, alive but weak. Tears streamed down Ivan's face as he cradled his grandson. The bear stood motionless, its gaze heavy with meaning. Then, with a slow turn, it disappeared into the forest. Moments later, a faint moan reached Ivan's ears. He found Kata nearby, bruised but alive. Through tears, she recounted how the bridge they crossed had collapsed. Dmitri had sacrificed himself to save her and Alexei. The bear had appeared, guiding her and carrying Alexei to safety. As days turned into weeks, the village buzzed with tales of the bear's extraordinary actions. Some saw it as a guardian spirit, others as a sign of the forest's mysterious power. Ivan, however, saw it as a reminder of the profound bond between humans and nature. Months later, Ivan returned to the forest, driven by an urge to understand the bear's actions. In a secluded clearing, he encountered the bear again. This time it was accompanied by a young woman with amber eyes that mirrored the bear's gaze. She introduced herself as Era, the forest's guardian. The forest chose you, Ivan, Era said. Your respect for its balance has not gone unnoticed. Arena, the child you now care for, is part of the forest's plan. Protect her, for she will one day protect this land. Ivan listened, his heart swelling with purpose. He returned to the village with a renewed sense of duty. Arena, now thriving under his care, became a symbol of hope and resilience. The forest's mysteries remained, but Ivan no longer sought to conquer them. Instead, he embraced them, trusting in the wisdom of the wild. The bond between Ivan and the forest deepened, a testament to the harmony that can exist between man and nature. And as the seasons changed, Ivan knew that the forest's secrets would continue to unfold, guiding and protecting those who listened to its whispers.